Welcome to Behind the Pyramids, a Moody Gardens podcast. I am your host, Jared Schaller, and I am very excited for today's guest, Heather Green, Animal Nutrition Manager for Moody Gardens. Thank you so much for taking the time to speak with me.
Hey, thanks for asking me on the podcast.
Of course. Now, by your title, I think everyone can guess what we're talking about today. Animal nutrition. Can you
Yeah.
tell me more about your role here at Moody Gardens?
So I'm the animal nutrition manager here at Moody Gardens. I develop, assess, analyze the diets for the animals that live in the rainforest and the aquarium here at Moody Gardens.
Now, there aren't just like one or two animals here at Moody Gardens, but hundreds, I don't know, maybe even 1,000 plus, but hundreds of
Absolutely.
different kinds at least. How do you figure out the proper nutritional needs for each animal?
So since the turn of the 20th century, people have been really interested in the best nutrition of animals for agriculture, aquaculture, your pets. So there are nutrient requirements that have been developed over time for a lot of these animals. Well, the zoo field has jumped in feet first, and over the last 20 years, they've also, based on those nutrient requirements, developed nutrient profiles for many of the different exotic animals that you see in zoos today. Specifically, Moody Gardens is an AZA accredited facility. So that's the Association of Zoos and Aquariums. And so AZA has a robust program of husbandry manuals that has nutrition advisors that help develop these nutrient profiles for many of our aquarium and zoo animals that we have.
That's really interesting because I'm
Yeah,
sure there's not like a Purina one for like
for
parrots.
everything. No, so there are, a lot of partners. Missouri is one of our partners that make completed formulated diets for many annual animals, but that's not the only thing. All of our animals here at Moody Gardens actually receive a lot of restaurant quality food between our seafood for the aquarium and our produce that we have in the rainforest.
Okay, then I wish I was born an animal, I guess, if I
Oh,
get
wait till you
restaurant
see some of
quality
our
food.
salads. I mean, these guys eat better than probably my child.
Okay. So, like, we have a lot of unique animals here. Like, what are some of the more unique food offerings that we feed some of them?
So we get fresh bovine blood in every week to feed our vampire bats. They are strictly blood eaters. So we make sure that we have fresh blood on hand for them every week. We have a gentleman in North Texas that supplies us our snails for our caiman lizard. He loves to eat his snails. And then we also use another really cool feeding strategy for some of our primates is they eat gum and sap from trees. And so we do mix up some gum every day in order to feed our pygmy lorises as well as our callitrichids, which are some of the monkeys you might see running through the rainforest.
Wow. I wish I could get escargot every day. Well, maybe not, but what sort of visible signs? I'm sure you're out there looking, what can indicate when a wild animal is maybe not getting some proper nutrition?
Well, the first thing you're going to look for is physical signs and some behavioral signs. So if somebody's not getting the right nutrition, they may be a little lethargic, not as active as they normally have been. You might see poor coat quality or feathers. Sometimes can have eye problems. They might be thin. On the other hand, they could be over-conditioned, which we don't want that either.
So I guess I'm kind of curious, like for animals who are not like getting a proper diet, what kind of ailments can they face? Is it the same like in humans, like if you overeat, obesity, diabetes, and if you undereat, like you said, looking a little thin and all that stuff?
Yeah, absolutely. You can have diabetic animals. You can have dental issues. So if you're not feeding enough things to offer a way for the animal to clean their teeth, you can have a lot of dental problems or abscesses. You can have eye issues. Definitely overconditioning is a problem, or can be a problem. We do work closely with our veterinary team, so we body condition score our animals, so that way, hopefully, if we start to see something, we're ahead of the curve. But for the most part, our animals are well conditioned and they have everything that they need for a complete look of well-being for that animal.
That's great. So during your time at like Moody Gardens, what is one of the most surprising things you've learned about animal diets?
So one of the things you think about, like I said, we do give our animals restaurant quality food, produce, for example. A lot of our animals in the rainforest, from fish to bugs to birds to primates, they like their fruit. They like fruit. Who doesn't like fruit? It's delicious. However, there is a fundamental difference between wild fruits and our grocery store fruits. So wild fruits are going to be a lot more almost nutritionally what we would equate to vegetable, high fiber, low sugar, and that certainly isn't the fruits that we get at the grocery store. So we have to be very careful because if an animal is a frugivore and does eat a lot of fruits, we do have to make sure that we include a lot of vegetables so that we hit those target nutrients and we're not just loading them up on simple sugars.
So like pineapple and strawberry no for every single day.
Exactly,
Even though I
exactly.
love that.
Right, right.
I
Figs
guess
are a great example.
my random tangent question, I have a duck pond near where I live. To give bread or not to give bread? Is there anything I could give them? Is it best just to leave them alone, even though I really don't want to?
Well, of course it is best just to leave them alone. They really need to feed and forage on their own so that they can take care of themselves. We don't want them to be relying on people. Not all people will offer them what they need or maybe be as nice as you are, Jared. So,
Yeah.
but if you can't help yourself, if you're just, I need to feed this duck, offer him some peas and corn and some nice shredded leafy greens.
Oh,
Much, much better option than bread.
I've
Bread
never heard
doesn't
of
do it for
peas and
him.
corn and all that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, just
Oh,
get
that's
you
awesome.
get your little bag of frozen peas and corn and shred up some nice green leafy greens and go ahead and offer that if you
If
absolutely
I
cannot stay
absolutely
away.
have to. Okay, I'm going to
Right,
pretend
right.
I'm not going to, but yes,
That
that's a
sounds
great tip.
lovely.
All right, last question. Give me your best pitch. Why should someone come and visit Moody Gardens?
Oh my gosh, why would you not want to come to Moody Gardens? I mean, we have the 1 acre, 10-story rainforest with live plants, free ranging animals. We have a 1 million-gallon aquarium with fish, invertebrates, marine mammals, penguins. If you're lucky, you might even see Marley. That would be exciting. Not to mention our theaters. We have the Discovery Pyramid, which for Gen Xers, that art of music, blast from the past. So absolutely, there's a million and one reasons why you should come to Moody Gardens.
I'm sold. I don't need to do my job anymore. You just sold it for me. So
Fantastic. Good.
thank you so much, Heather Green, Animal Nutrition Manager for Moody Gardens. Thank you for joining me.
Well, thanks for having me, Jared. You have a lovely day.